Alrighty. Narcissism part 5. Just understanding narcissism, okay? And understanding, more importantly, narcissistic parents that were raised by narcissistic parents, okay? We're on the science scope of narcissism at this hour because we want to understand. We don't just want to have all these complaints about narcissistic parents and their attitudes and behaviors towards their children. But we want to understand what this condition really is, because it is a condition. So narcissism, as I said in my previous 4 videos about understanding narcissism. So we're going to read a little bit more. Here we go. We can now see narcissism in the brain. So now scientists can do brain comparisons through brain scanning. They can look at the brain activity and the brain structure of an individual who has been diagnosed with narcissism and with narcissistic personality disorder. And they have compared them with an individual who has who carries themselves the total opposite. And these are usually your empath type people. People who naturally are driven and naturally, instinctively tend to care about the well-being of other people, which is a contrast to what narcissistic personality is all about. When a narcissist or a person suffering from narcissism shows any type of behaviors of caring for other people, it usually is associated with a reward for them. Let's be clear. Here we go. We can now see narcissism in the brain. A brain scan of people with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, shows less, shows less brain matter in areas associated with emotional empathy. And so when we talk about empathy, we're talking about caring for others, being compassionate towards the suffering of other people. Okay, so what this brain scan is showing that a narcissist's response to they can look at the brain activity. Let's just say a narcissist or a person with narcissism is being monitored by a doctor. A doctor is looking at their brain. So the narcissist is looking at possibly a movie. And in the movie is showing several different events happening. It could be one event in the movie could be about something pleasant and fun and great and good. And then another event can be something tragic and hurtful and destructive to another human being. So what they're finding at when a human being is looking at something, reviewing something, the brain activity is taking messages about what they are looking at. Okay, hang in there with me. So what they're realizing is that it is a true factor through countless research methods on the brain of a person who has been classified with narcissism and a narcissistic personality disorder. They have researched their minds enough and watched the brain activity of this individual who is watching, let's say, a movie. And they realize that these individuals, one after the other, their brain did not respond to something tragic happening to another person in the movie. Their brain didn't show any type of activity in that area of empathy, concern, or arousal at what they were looking at. So what they're realizing here is that there is a low ability for a person with narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder. There is evidence that they really can't feel. They cannot feel or have any empathy for what happens to other people. They can only feel that empathy if it happens to themselves. Oh my God. So actually, this is the first time anyone, reading what they're saying here, the researchers, anyone has been the proof of narcissism. This is first time anyone has seen the proof of narcissism in brain structure. One of the hallmarks of people with narcissistic personality disorder is the inability to feel sorry or to feel the pain of other people, or to even care about the pain or about how something is harshly or painfully affecting somebody else. Their brain don't show any activities or stimuli or no types of brain activities, synapses and all that things that happen in your mind when you're looking at something or experiencing something. Your brain sends signals back and forth about what you are seeing or experiencing. Furthermore, researchers have found that people with this disorder can take another person's perspective in a purely intellectual way. However, narcissists find it difficult actually to feel what another person is going through. Very difficult. They know that it's something that's going on with ya, but they cannot register. They're not telepathic in that area enough to be able to feel what you are probably feeling. A dog got more empathy than some of these narcissists do. Let me say that again. A dog has more empathy, compassion, and concern authentically now for what another human being is going through versus versus a narcissist or a person with narcissism. Yes, a dog have more empathy for you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so researchers from German recently did a study of why people with NPD lack emotional empathy. They obtained MRI brain scans of 17 individuals with narcissistic personality disorder and 17 people from the population to compare. They first examined the overall brain volume and found that individuals with NPD were much similar to the healthier people. That is, both groups' brains were similar overall. They get similar brains overall. So the brain is all there, but certain areas is lacking for the narcissist. The researchers then studied the brain areas that are believed to be associated with empathy. Anterior and median parts of the cingulate cortex, bilateral anterior insula, and the supplementary motor area of the brain. Okay, these are all areas of the brain. They found that patients with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, have less brain matter in areas overlapping with areas associated with empathy. So people who have empathy, who actually respond, their brain respond to seeing tragic events or whatnot. The people who have narcissistic personality disorder, their brain is missing in that area. Okay, let's put a pause right there. I'll be back.